Hello, we are live. I guess we are live. Okay, I came live just 1 minute before. Okay, let's check all our technical stuff and let's see comment section. Okay, so who's here? Where are you from, guys? And just making sure that everything works. You hear me okay? All good. And then let's start. Okay, so today we are going to talk about a few things. There we go. So today is the 5th day of the Black build week, where I'm rebuilding my color grading system, like the flagship product. And today, first of all, here we are introducing myself. Hi, I'm Jonas. And then we're gonna look at the look library beta, which is the beta version of this look library. It's just out. It just came out like 2 hours ago. And I'm gonna show it to you how it works, how it's a bit different again, like changes. I'm updating it all the time. Then I'm gonna quickly recap. I guess you already are quite bored of it, but I'm gonna quickly recap my Black Friday offer. And then we're gonna talk about the next big thing, which I talked in the previous thing. But I guess today the main point is the look library beta. It's out, and yeah, hi from California, hi from Italy, hi from Paris. I'm actually in Pisa in Paris. No, sorry, in Pisa in Italy. Yes. Okay. So let's jump to DaVinci Resolve, and I have like interesting things to show you. So first of all, yesterday there was a few questions about the kind of performance of these looks, and then I want to compare them to other like very common look building tools that there are out there. So here we have this is well, random clips from different cameras, and this is Rec 709, and here is how we apply the look library, with basically when you just use, like, when you don't do any modifications to it. There's a lot of different looks and stuff there, but this is kind of a default, like you just drag and drop it, it's here. And I would say it gives quite a nice look. Like, it's like you just drag and drop it, and the look is, yeah, I would say in many cases in color corrected, so the exposure and white balance has been fixed. But other than that, it's like, yeah, cool. So let's kind of think what would happen if we put other tools, if we would do the same thing with other tools. So here's Dehancer. So if I just drag and drop it here, this looks, yeah, it looks kind of filmic. There's certain kind of that kind of like 250D negative vibe with this slight greenish tone and this cool. But I wouldn't say that this is done. Like, this is not, like, the look is not done. And the tool, Dehancer, is very, well, it's very powerful. You have all kind of sliders to tweak around. It takes quite a long time to learn them, and you can make these looks better. And I'm not saying that mine is better. Well, actually, I am saying it's better in many aspects, but you can make good looking stuff with Dehancer. Then let's look at Filmbox. This is another very common and very like respectful look building tool. And again, you can make amazing looks with Filmbox. But again, when you just drag and drop the default settings, I've only updated the I have only updated the color space that it's working in, so that the color management is okay. It looks kind of like, I like the warm tone, and this is actually the same setting as in Dehancer. I like the warm tone. I would say again, this is like kind of like a good starting point. Then so again, you kind of need to, like, you need to work on top of it. And then let's look at the DaVinci Resolve Filmbox, and I guess it's kind of, well, this one I'm not sure how much I like. It's not doing that much. It's kind of just greening the shadows a bit and warming up the highlights and things like this. It's not doing that much. And to be honest, I personally just like how the look library is. I've tried to kind of, like, the thing here is I'm trying to standardize like what kind of footage you're pushing into the look library, and when you push the same kind of footage, I can kind of like already like really push it to the limit. I would say, like, as close to done as possible. And in many cases, the only thing you need to do is just fix the exposure and white balance, and it's fine. Of course, there will always be clips that don't want to behave And some of the looks in the look library, of course, they are like, I'm still rounding them up, but in general I kind of like this. Okay, then the next thing, let's look how well they perform. So let's first look at our like baseline. So I'm working on a laptop right now, and this is 4K footage. I think it's 4K. This is 4K. No, the footage might be higher, but the timeline is 4K. So when I play here, you can see the kind of frame rate happening here. So this clip is about, let's say 17, 16, 15. Like that's how many frames my computer can handle when there's a LUT, some color correction done with the global wheel, and then an ODT happening here. So that shouldn't be too much. If I turn all the color grading off, it's 25, and when I put just the minimum basics like the color management, then the frame rate is about 17. Okay, so when I turn on the look library, like the default, just like if you drag and drop it by default, let's see how fast it is. It's about 7 frames, 6 frames, 7 frames, something like that. By default, of course, if you just put on all of the effects on, it's gonna be super slow. But it has halation, bloom, and then the color and texture as well. Actually, I had the texture node, so actually it's even faster. Okay, so let's try it without the. Wait, what was it? Oh yeah. I need to talk about this. I'm making a new grain node, which is faster than the Resolve node, Resolve grain. So it has grain. Okay, just forget what I said when I've dived in. So okay, so this is our speed. So about 6, 7, sometimes even 9 frames. Then let's look at film look. So this is the DaVinci Resolve's film look creator. That should be quite fast because it's DaVinci's. So we are there about 9. Okay, it's faster than mine. How about film box? That's 4, 5, 3. So maybe 4 frames per second. So not really fast. And then dehancer, and I don't know about dehancer, like it's fast. It's like 11. Yeah, that's much faster. That's cool. Okay, and the look library is actually was slower just a second ago, because if I use my normal grains, this is like 35mm grain. So if I use this, the playback speed actually goes slower. So now it's like somewhere similar to Filmbox, like 5 frames per second. But then I made a new grain node, which I think I will replace all the grain nodes with this new node. And this is like much faster, like 7, 8. And if we look inside, like somewhere there, and then we compare it to this the previous Resolve noise, and this is the new noise, which I'm gonna add in the next update. It's kind of similar. It has the same function, like similar kind of look as the previous one. So this is like a nice upgrade, and this works in the free version of DaVinci Resolve as well. So previously the grain node didn't work in the free version. It only worked in the studio version, but that's gonna change as well. So that's for the speed testing. Then I want to kind of show you a bit how I'm still kind of on the fence on how I'm going to do this. So when you now download the new look library, you get actually this many nodes. In the YouTube video it's just like published 2 days ago, I said like there's only one node. But I was thinking like, is that actually a smart thing to work with just one node? So let me show you how this would now work. I'm kind of still thinking like what would be the best way to work with it, but this is how I'm gonna do it in the like the current beta version. So on the timeline, I mean on the clip level, again we are working in groups. We have clip and group. So all of the clips you can see this link icon. They're all in group. The IDT, so the input device transform, and the color correction happens on clip by clip basis. Of course there might be different cameras and like you might do whatever. And then the group post clip, this is where you kind of use the look library. So I have this like output device transform node that puts your footage in Rec 709, and then these start going from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like let's put them actually bigger like this. So there's this number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, and we actually just added the 10 here. And if we if I do this, does it zoom in? No, it doesn't zoom in. Damn, how do I zoom in? But anyway, there's like a small 10 icon there as well. Anyway, so so this is like I'm trying to make this kind of like a faster way for you to work, and I'm still on the fence. Like, is this actually fast, or is just making things more confusing? So, for example, here I could work in it this way: that I start with the number 6, which is the color, and I just add it here, and it gives the color. Then I'm kind of like, oh, I would like to have like the halation, and then I add number 4. And the idea is that it's when it's like an order, like the number 5 goes between 4 and 6. So if I would like to add the number 5, it goes here between 4 and 6. There we go. And then if I would, for example, like to add the compression like this, then I add it after the 6. And there's our look kind of built like this. And then of course I would go into the color, and then I could change, for example, to a black and white look like this, and then we have a black and white look there. Or then in the frame, I might want to change my perfs into 8mm look, and so on and so forth. And I'm still on the fence about this, and I would like to kind of get your feedback. Like, if you have the look library product and you're playing around with it, test this thing. Does your DaVinci Resolve become kind of sluggish when you have a lot of nodes in the like here in the, what is this, in the node tree? Like when there's like a lot of nodes, does it kind of make like things like become like a bit sluggish? The playback is not affected. Like, it doesn't matter how many nodes you have there. I guess if you have hundreds and hundreds of nodes, maybe that affects. But if I have like multiple nodes, the playback stays the same, but it's kind of the reactivity, like how quickly, if I, for example, add a node, how quickly the node is added there. And then if I change the exposure, how quickly things react to me. And things like, I'm not quite sure that it might kind of slow it down if there's a lot of nodes. So I'm playing around with that, and we'll see. And maybe in the future there's a good recommendation that after you have created your node, it's a good idea to remove the nodes that you're not using. Who knows? I don't know yet. So this would be something I would like to get your guys' feedback as well. Okay, so anyway, all of the nodes are here, and you can then add like the toning nodes, and I guess you can just you could as well just, where's my wording? Anyway, you could play around, put them in different orders if you want, but this is my recommended order, like in this order based on the number. Okay, and then this is actually kind of interesting, because now I'm thinking like the next big thing, which I'll talk about in a second, is that I want you guys start building looks with me. And now these are kind of the Lego blocks of the looks, and then you can like place them as you want. And then when you're kind of like, when you, for example, let's say that this would be something like, oh, I really like this look with the 8mm film strip and these yellow highlights and the blue and like everything. I really like it. Then the thing I would do is I would create a new power grade album and call it My Looks or something like this. And then we just grab this still and we give it a name, like, I don't know, the blue yellow, and of course without typos. And then this is kind of the look. And next time when you kind of are at this point, like you just added everything in a group, then you just drag and drop your look, the look that you created, and it's like your style, and with all the effects you want and none of the effects you don't like. And then like if you leave the ODT here as well, then it's just drag and drop, as long as you're, well, then of course if you're, for example, doing HDR, then you change the output here, and of course the settings in the thing as well. Then you might have like a different one for, then you would call this the blue yellow standard 2084 HDR, and then when you're doing kind of like an HDR version of your look, you just drag and drop and it's there. It's your look. You have customized it, and you can always add your own stuff. For example, you might do some kind of like a density node. First of all, let's put it back to Rec. 709 so the colors look normal, like this. And I don't know, you want to do some density work with the crappy density tool in DaVinci Resolve. Sorry, some things I don't like in DaVinci Resolve. But anyway, you just like play around with the density tool there, and you call it density and something like that. And then you can add your own things into your look. And yeah, this is actually something I kind of like. I want you to guys start doing this, and that's why I'm creating the challenge, so we can start creating these looks together. So these building blocks, these 1 to like from 1 to 10 are the building blocks, and then we'll start building like a Lego competition or something. Yeah. Okay, so let's actually, if you guys have any questions, let's look into if you have any questions. And just to remind you that this new version is now live in the cloud, in the course page. So if you have bought if you have bought the look library, then you have now you have it. It's there waiting for you. There will be like tiny updates like tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, like I'm like t. So once in a while, come and download the newest version, and I'll keep you up with announcements from the course, of course. Okay. Apparently there's some. Where is it? There's apparently some technical issues, bit of connection issues, but hopefully you guys can hear me now. Okay. So any questions, guys? Yeah. Apparently somebody says that the feed is frozen for me. Well, unfortunately, that's I guess that's the beauty of live things, that you always have this issue. Okay. By the way, my monitor, could you tell me if somebody sends a question, because I'm gonna continue forward next. Okay. So guys, then go forward. Let's keep this under 30 minutes. So again, Black Friday offer. This is how I'm able to do this full time, and this is because you guys support me. And one way to support me is get my Black Friday offer. So again, this toolbox is very versatile. Here's all the tools that you can do the same things with mine, and with the bonus, even the Cinematch is now part of the kind of tools that these can replace. And blah blah blah. A nice table. And this is my Black Friday offer: 50 euros off, plus the bonus, which is the ACES Lite LUT kit that allows you to match cameras together. So the price ends up being 75 euros, so that's about $87. And I still have this discount code going on. Like if you use Studio, because you're here in the live, you can use the Studio discount code to get slightly more off. So go to my website, follow the Black Friday banners, something, and then use this at the checkout page, and you're golden. Okay, and here's some testimonials that I've gotten just these few days. Yeah, we've gone through this, but I like these testimonials. Like I like how people spontaneously send me thanks, and yeah, I appreciate you guys a lot as well. Okay, so then let's talk about the co-grading studio. And I already announced this yesterday, but if you guys weren't yesterday, I'm gonna go through this, and then we can, let's see if there's any questions, and we can talk a bit about this. Okay, so co-grading studio. This is kind of the next big thing. And this is for people who are now buying the Black Friday offer. So this is kind of like a bonus that comes with the Black Friday offer. I didn't add it yet because this is so new thing. I'm trying to keep up with all the new things I'm adding to this thing. And like, if you're confused, don't worry, I'm confused as well. But we'll figure this out. So anyway, co-grading studio. This has been clarifying in my mind more and more and more. This is going to be a great thing. Co-grading studio is like a cohort, if you understand the word cohort. Do I even pronounce it correct? I don't know. Like co-learning. And it has 3 pillars. The first one is the studio, where we have lectures, workshops, question and answer sessions, and look testing sessions. And the point here is that I'm teaching you in this co-grading studio, I'm teaching you to create looks. Not any just like basically just very advanced stuff. And I'm gonna teach you because I want you to become very good at creating looks. We're gonna use the look library as the backbone, or like it's kind of like the building blocks. So certain like framework under which we're gonna create the looks. You will learn that. But then I wanna make you a good like look creator. And because we're gonna have a challenge. In the challenge, we're gonna create looks. So everybody who joins the studio, and I hope everybody who joins the studio, will create like maybe few looks from 1, 2, 3, 5. And then we're gonna have a public voting. And this is, I'm gonna make YouTube videos about it. So hopefully we get tens of thousands of views, or like 10,000, maybe tens of thousands of votes for this these looks. Who knows? Maybe 100,000, maybe a million. Oh yeah, sorry. Thank you, monitor. I wasn't sharing my screen. So we're gonna continue, like go back. So we're gonna do this very quickly. It's just what I said now. Thank you, monitor. So I had the Black Friday offer. There are certain tools that you can get with like this node tree replaces. Then here's a nice table. Here's my Black Friday offer. €50 off. $75. €75. That's about $87. And with this discount code, you get what is it? Even a bit more because you're here in the live. And here are some testimonials that I like. You can't pause the video now, but well, I guess you guys have seen a lot of these testimonials already, so let's just run through them quickly. Okay, now we're talking about the grading studio. So now we're here. Like, yeah, it's me. I'm sorry, it's just me. So 3 pillars. The first one is the studio. We're gonna have lectures, workshops, question and answer time, and look testing sessions. And we're gonna build looks together. I want to teach you to become a really good person, a really good something at creating looks, because we're gonna have a challenge. And the challenge is we're gonna have a look creation challenge. So if everybody who joins creates, I don't know, few looks, then we would potentially have like 100 looks. We're gonna make a YouTube video about them, and then we might end up having tens of thousands of votes on these looks on categories, in different categories: filmic, clean, and pushing the boundaries. Filmic, as you might expect, it's like film-like aesthetics. Clean is for, what is this, official, sharp, things in order, like this kind of a commercial looks. Then pushing the boundaries is a category where we're gonna like test how far can we actually push, like some anamorphic emulations, like weird bokeh experiments, something. And then we're gonna have good prizes for the winners. And again, I don't know what the prizes are yet, but they're gonna be good prizes for the winners. And the nice thing, and this is actually like a prize, like a prize for everybody who joins, that all these looks will be shared with everybody inside the look in the group, in this co-grading studio. So not with everybody everywhere, but with you guys, you're gonna get all of these looks. So just like I showed previously, that you have the kind of you can create your own looks, and then you can kind of, well, anyway, you're gonna have hundreds of tens, and probably not all of them are gonna be good, but you're gonna have a bunch of good looks, and you're gonna get them all. And that's kind of like the main thing why you should be in this co-grading group. But then we're gonna do a bit of co-creation as well. We're gonna create a new product, and then I have already set up, like everything is set up ready. I have an affiliate campaign system. So if you have like an Instagram following, YouTube channel, something, you know people, it's very easy for to sign up, and then whoever buys the product, this kind of a look pack with your link, your discount code, you get a really fair share of the profits. So that's gonna be the co-grading studio, and we're gonna start on December 10, and it's gonna be about 10 days. And then the public voting, the YouTube videos and everything will happen on January 3rd. And I want to give myself some time to have some Christmas holidays and time to make the YouTube videos as well, because we're going to make this into a really cool thing. Okay, and let's then jump back to my face here. And where am I? Where can I see the comments? There we go. Okay, let's actually see if there's like, okay, like I'm jumping gun every time I say like, hey, is there any questions? And then I go away and come back like, oh, I always forget there's a quite long delay this. Okay, is that possible to create high quality LUT in DaVinci Resolve? Well, yes, it's very possible. You can easily create, like, I would say DaVinci Resolve is I would say it's maybe the best or one of the best tools to creating LUTs, because there's so many different tools. There might be some tools that have individual tools that are better, like some softwares that have individual tools better, but DaVinci Resolve has like good variety of different tools. Okay. And any free power grade stuff to download in the future, film emulation or lens effects. Actually, on my YouTube channel, I just uploaded few videos some days ago. There's one really cool lens effect power grade for free, and I will continue doing videos where I'm gonna give out free stuff. Hey Jonas, I heard there were LUTs. I already bought the ACES Lite look library a couple of months ago, but I can't see them anywhere to get. So that's black belt visuals. If you went to the ACES Lite look library a few hours ago, the new version wasn't there, but if you go there now, the new version is there. And yeah, unfortunately a lot of people are saying the audio is cutting. Well, that's kind of annoying. I'm really sorry, guys. It could be on my end, or then it could be your end, or it could be YouTube. Who knows? Anyway, so I guess we're gonna, if there's any questions, I'm gonna this time wait a bit longer, and then yeah, then we're gonna wrap up for today. So I'm just gonna count to 50 in my head, and I have some time for you guys to come up with questions. And yeah, and remember, you have always the possibility to go to my website and send me questions there. So if there's any issues with your look library or something that you just kind of think I could help, send me a message on my website. I'm gonna actually show my website, so you have a less of an hurdle to come there. So on my website, on the top, you can see this contact me page. Just click here. It's Joo.Works, and then here there's this video widget that allows you to send video, audio, or text questions. So if I don't answer your questions in this session, or like now, and you come up with your questions just later, you can ask them there as well. Okay, let's go. Okay, good. No, the audio is fine. Okay, that's interesting. Like a lot of people said, maybe there's like some kind of a global like firestorm, like what is the thunderstorm something. Okay, I think I already replied that in DaVinci Resolve it is possible to create high quality LUTs in DaVinci Resolve. Are there any more commercial clean looks coming? Yes, there are. I just wasn't like, I'm too optimistic. I had the idea that I would have the time to create them like yesterday or day before that, but they are coming. I'm just looking to I really want to create some good ones, so they are coming. And now even you can create your like commercial looks, just take off the halation and the grain and those kind of things, and then just tone down the looks. For example, the Cinemodern, if you put it to 50%, the opacity, that's already quite good, and so on and so forth. Okay, how is the progress till sixth day? How is the progress till 6th day? I don't quite understand your question, but if you're asking how is the progress on creating the look library is going on the 6th day, well, if you scroll back in this live, you can see how far we have gotten so far. Okay. Your iPhone power grades are much good. Keep making more iPhone to cinema grade film emulation tips. Okay, so this is my iPhone. I'm shooting on iPhone, and the funny thing is that these look library things, they work just as well with iPhone as with other cameras. So I think iPhone, especially if you use my calibration LUT that you get if you watch my YouTube video about calibrating iPhone colors, iPhone is like, I just consider it as one of many cinema cameras. Small sensor, but a lot of functionality that other cameras don't have. I'm just kind of keeping on the same line. Okay, and there was a question: can you teach us how to create the quality LUTs? In the co-grading studio, I'm actually gonna show you like how to create like everything. I'm gonna show you kind of secret techniques on how to steal looks from Instagram or like put them from whatever random phone editing, photo editing app. If you have like something like, if you have some app on your phone and like, I really like this filter, I'm gonna show you how you can kind of steal that and get it to DaVinci Resolve and make it into a LUT. Hey. Mitä tapahtuu? Something's happening. Oh.
Hello?
Something weird is happening here. You want to go and check if the bike is still there? Yeah. So, okay, there's a bit of drama. We are actually in a car and we're in Pisa right now. This is like a van. And I guess somebody just tried to steal our bike. I'm gonna listen a bit. If everybody starts to scream and the stream goes offline, just call the police. Just tell them that somewhere in Pisa there's somebody being robbed or something. Well, I guess I can't stop this now. Okay, let's look. I guess you guys want to see if my girlfriend comes back. Okay. Okay, let's get a few more questions before. I'm kind of interested. What's happening? Kata, what's happening?
I didn't see anybody.
Okay. Was the bike still here?
Yeah, it's still there.
Okay, the bike is still there. Did we have it locked?
Not sure.
Maybe we should have like a lock around it just in case. Okay. So apparently somebody tried to steal our bike. We are in a like half shady parking slot, having our car here, but everything seems to be fine. Okay. Let's see. Questions. So does turning down... okay. Sweet. Also, does turning down the key hurt the entire effect? Should I turn it down per node or per the whole look? Okay, that's a good question. Let's actually look into... so I was saying that to create like commercial looks, you can tone down the look by turning down the opacity. Let me show you just a second. Let's share my screen here again. Screen sharing. So in the emoji system that I have, we have the boxes here, and then we have like this emoji, this kind of like contrast emoji, like this. Well, anyway, it's there. When the node has that kind of emoji, it's a good candidate for using the key. So for example here, if I would put this to 0.2 or 0.3, it lowers the effect, and that's a good candidate for that. But for example, if there is some effect, for example, well, where was it? Oh, now I don't have it, but let's add, for example, the grain effect. So the texture. So if I would add the texture here, and then here, if I tone down, for example, let's add 8mm grain. This is not a good look to tone down, because then if I just put it here, for example, 0.5, then you actually have kind of like have two images on top of each other. So it's not good for toning down. So whenever you see that icon, that kind of like exposure icon, that node is good for what is it? Good for like using the key, and that's an easy way to modify the looks. Okay. Any more questions? Okay. Where did you learn the science of your look creation? I don't know if this is actually science. This is more like just thinking and learning and trying to figure out, because this is a very confusing. This is like the whole color grading thing is like a multi-dimensional Sudoku. There's so many things happening, so many people shouting, like contradicting things. Somebody says you need to do this, and you need so it kind of like you need to be like a Sherlock Holmes, and the information is quite available. You just need to kind of like whenever someone says this or that or this, you need to kind of like, where is this guy coming from? What is true in his statement? What is not? And then you just test it a lot. You just go like, okay, so if this is true, it must be that, let's make a test. And then you're like, oh, it's true actually. Or then like, oh, it didn't happen like the guy told me. So it must be that the guy is somehow confused. So that is like part of being a Sherlock. Okay. Okay, any better way to make denser colors like films other than HSV and HSL node with printer lights? Okay, good question. So we're talking about density, and density is, to put it very simply, is basically that your exposure comes down when your saturation goes higher. So so neutral stay the same, but when you have like the baseline is like you have like your saturation, like the more you come from the neutral axis, you have the same exposure when you go to more saturated colors. But density is that your saturation kind of starts to drop the more saturated your color is. Because in normal cases, like it's often like the more saturated it becomes, the more lighter it becomes. But the thing is like you want to make it drop. And it's a bit of a challenge because if like in general, we're going to talk about this in the co-grading studio. But the short thing is that actually a really good density tool is, let me share here in the DaVinci Resolve, is this tool. It's very easy to break the image with this, but when you do the stress testing to your image, you can see if it's breaking your image or not. But this is a really good way of making the saturated more, because here's the neutral axis in the middle. Wait. Let's get that back. There's the neutral axis here, and then the more saturated comes here, and then you can kind of bring those down. I should make a YouTube video about this. At least I'm going to teach it in the co-grading studio for sure. Okay, I think we have time for just one more question, and actually we are quite over time. Let's finish it up. Let's finish this session now, and tomorrow is the last one. So tomorrow hopefully I can talk you a bit more about the co-grading studio. But yeah, thanks guys, and sorry for the bit of drama, like somebody tried to steal a bike. But anyway, see you around.